Hey Victoria, it's Danielle. So I found this article from Monster and it says how much should a consultant charge? And I know technically the career you're talking about isn't a consultant, but it really talks about, like how to figure out your worth and figure out, how much should you set a salary at when you're the one that's determining what you should be making and having to suggest that to someone. Think it's an awesome opportunity that you have to be able to do this, but I do understand, like the part of being like, how much am I supposed to make and should I, ask somebody for advice on this because you don't want to sell yourself short of skills that you have. So, kind of going through here, one of the first points it makes is knowing your market value. So, not only that, but like if you've worked for them in the past, then you have skills that the normal person isn't typically just going to have. So, you might already know how their operation works and how they expect things to be ran. And that's something that they're not going to have to spend time training someone on because they're going to automatically know, hey, she's worked for us in the past, she knows how to do this. So that's time that they're not going to be spending training an employee again. You can use this as a way to, help promote yourself and say, like, when you're telling how much you should be paid, say, you know, I think I should be paid this much because this is what I know how to do already, and I already have these skills within your company. So it also talks about in here, which is something that I found interesting for myself too, is, like, first off, you have to evaluate, like, what are you going to be doing for them and what's your experience level? And this goes back to already having skills with them and working with them before. So then you can also go into step two here has that they recommend adding a 30% to 35% markup to the base salary. And this is mainly for a consultant, but I guess when you are trying to name your own price, it helps you figure in things like, are you going to be getting retirement? Are you going to be getting paid vacation or healthcare benefits or your 401k match? So having this markup allows for you to still have these other benefits that you would be getting with a full-time salary position or hourly at that point. So you have to know, like, it says, well, this one line is you have to understand what your monthly overhead is when you're setting your rate. So you need to know, like, if you get sick or how are you going to pay for things. So I think that also puts into perspective some other things to take into setting your price for it. And then it talks about, like the other steps to it of how to divide out by 2,000 hours, and it talks about why and how and all of that. But then you go on down and it talks about, like if you're going to be doing specific projects for them, so should you factor that into when you're paid? Should it be you paid by the project or you're paid by the hour? So, or are they going to put a cap on how many hours you can put on the project? That's another point that I've read in other articles. It's not particularly mentioned in this one. But then it also says, like get guidance from somebody. You can get a professional to give you guidance on it, and you're also going to be able to like make your job even better through getting the experience on it. But I think it's an awesome opportunity that you have. It's just difficult to determine exactly how much you should get paid, and it might be that if you have that good relationship with them, you could say like, how much are you able to pay me? So you know in the future, like what can they even pay you in the beginning for you to be able to suggest something to them. So I hope this is helpful, and I'll put the link on the website.